Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am so happy to be speaking with Amanda Barise. She has a brand new EP out and on the way. It's called Cute and Deadly, and I'm super excited to talk to her all about it. Amanda, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this. How are you doing today? What's going on?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be speaking with you. I'm really excited
Same.
about my EP that's coming out, and let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. We are currently recording this prior to the release, but obviously I've had the opportunity to listen, and it's truly fantastic. It is three great songs that really do an amazing job of blurring genres, while at the same time keeping your amazing vocals right at the forefront. And like, because it's short and sweet and to the point, I've listened multiple times at this point, and it is so good. Um, I want to start with the EP name, which is something that I don't normally talk about, but I want to know what cute and deadly means to you. Why was that the final choice here?
So, Cute and Deadly, I mean, it was kind of inspired by a few of the people around me
Okay,
at Idol. I mean, they actually,
sure.
one of my songs is Cute and Deadly, but they suggested I should title my EP Cute and Deadly, and I agreed. They're like, Amanda, you're kind of cute and deadly. I mean, you're very sweet, but when
Sure.
it comes down to it, sometimes I'm a little deadly.
I mean,
So,
listen, the music business is deadly. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? I think on
it
the
is.
outside, 99.9% of people have no idea what actually goes on.
Yeah,
But especially on a competition reality show where it's supposed to be all like, yeah, we're a group and a community, but at the same time, like, you're not, people aren't saying every behind the scenes thing. They think it's all
yeah,
just like kumbaya, and that is not the case here.
yeah. I mean, hey, it, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
So,
and we don't need to
um,
get into that. We don't need to get into the
yeah.
nitty-gritty of the background. I'll just keep an imagination going. But I do want to talk about these individual songs because like I said, they do a really great job of creating like a specific environment, sound, and style throughout the EP. But at the same time, they do a great job of standing on their own. So I'd like to know, getting into a little bit of the production side of things, how did you create the blueprints for these songs?
So my significant other and I say that because boyfriend is just so odd to say. We live together, we have a dog together,
Yeah.
we've been together for 6 years. So my boyfriend, Max and I, we normally just start in our living room. He might be working on something, or I find a sample or like a chord or something that inspires me, and then I
Yeah.
start writing lyrics, and then the music just sort of comes. We start with a rough demo, and then once that is in a pretty good place, we bring it to our friend's studio in
Awesome.
Brooklyn, Red Convertible Recording,
Cool.
and we sort of mix like the demo and some live elements of it. So I'll have
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friends come in, they'll replay piano parts better than I can, or I'll get like a live drummer, a live bass player, and just sort of redo those demo stems and blend what originally was, and then, the studio vibe. And no song comes together the same way, so it's always really difficult whenever anyone
Right.
asks me, how do you make your songs? How do they come together? It's different every single time. And for a girl like me, it just started off as a couple chords on the piano, and I just
Sure.
wanted, like a mid-tempo vibe that had really good energy, but that was kind of badass. And on the flip side, 26 on the EP, that just started from a spliced guitar loop. So it's
Nice.
just a
I love
royalty
that so
free
much.
guitar loop. And I wrote the entire song over the one guitar loop. So
Nice.
the production sort of came a little bit later. We had different things we wanted to put in there. And yeah, it's always different. It's always different.
I love that. Listen, I think the differentness of it, if it's differentness a word, I think the differentness of it kind of it sparks the creativity in anybody, whether it be
It
they're
does.
making music or a movie or whatever it is. I think if things become too formulaic, then at the end of the day, you kind of keep making the same song over and over and it gets boring. I
Yeah.
mean, like so many, like we have the privilege to work in a creative space. You making music and me talking about music, but I think at the end of the day, if you're doing the same things over and over again, it kind of loses the fun and the spark of why you're doing this in the first place.
It does. It does. It
Yeah.
definitely does.
Right. And so as far as like the lyrical content of these songs, I'd like to talk about that, but I also want to talk about a little bit more about the blueprint side of things. It sounds like your songs at the minimum start with lyricism and sort of like a rough backbone of where you want the song to go.
Yes. There's always a message. Any song that I write, there's a connection to my actual life. I've
Sure.
always found it difficult to just make up songs and like make up a story that isn't real. There is some grounding in reality. Of
Sure.
course, at times there are embellishments, or maybe I'll tone something back so it's a little bit relatable to a broader audience instead of something very specific.
Yeah.
But it always starts with a story. And, you know, Cute and Deadly is about getting it done. I'm a cute little, girl when I have to be, but
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, I'm a hard ass. For a girl like
Absolutely.
me, that is sort of my call to action of all people that have ever felt like they've been underestimated or like they really do have something they feel like can be successful, but nobody believes in them. So they
Sure.
would stand outside in the rain every single day, making a video outside of
Yeah.
Sony because I was doing that. I was doing these TikToks outside of Sony.
Sure.
Um, People were like, why the heck are you standing out there? I even went when I graduated college. I was like, I need to make a TikTok today. I was that devoted.
That's
So,
what
girl
you, I
like me,
mean,
like we've
listen,
never met.
yeah. No, I fully agree. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think it's about doing the things that other people don't want to do. It's about the consistency and staying constant and trying new things. And you never know, at least as far as TikTok goes, when that one video is going to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because really, sometimes all it takes is one. But then the
Exactly.
more people see you, the more they're familiar with you, the more they might be willing to check your music out, which is,
Yeah.
obviously the end goal
Absolutely.
here.
1% of progress every day when you look back in a year, that's a lot of progress that you've
Exactly.
made.
Right.
Um, yeah. And then just to finish that, round it out, I mean, the message of 26 is, um, it ties a lot into mental health issues that I've had over the years and feeling like a large part of my 20s I missed out on in a way because I let my depression, I let my anxiety, take me away. And through, different things, whether it be like losing someone very close to me who I've worked with a lot, we parted ways. That hit me really deep. And just a whole lot of things. We always go through something. Everyone goes through something.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, especially in the lyrics, I wanted the song to feel like time passing. And I wanted it to be like if time passing had a sound, this would be that sound.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that one is like I think my favorite out of the three because it's the most personal.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm really excited about the EP as a whole, and I hope people get the messages. Sometimes you
Right.
never know if it gets lost in translation.
Well, I think that's kind of a common problem in today's music nowadays is unfortunately, I feel that a lot of people listen to music for the way that it makes them feel instrumentally rather than actually taking the time to listen to the artist's words, which is a sad thing because, these songs are personal. They're you, they're coming from your life. And even if they're somewhat generalized, it doesn't matter. They're still coming from somewhere. And that's why I'd urge everyone, like, anyone can listen to a song one time, but they're not going to get the full thing. The more you listen to it, the more you familiarize with, yourself with it, whether it be the instrumentation or the words. I can't just listen to a song or an album one time and say, "Oh, I like it," or "I don't like it." It's not definitive. Things grow over time, and that's the special thing of music, is something that you might not have liked a month ago. You come back to it in a different headspace and it somehow becomes your favorite song, and that's the magic of it all.
Yeah, yeah, because 26 didn't used to be my favorite. I actually almost left it off the EP.
See, that
Um,
pisses me off hearing that because, but again, no one's closer to the project than you are. You've heard the song 1,000, you've heard it more than anyone else has.
yeah,
And no one realizes that. You become so close to the project that you second guess yourself. And it's this whole
yes,
rabbit hole of,
yes.
yeah, I get it. It sucks. But I'm so happy you kept it on there. True.
Me too. Me too. And the song I almost put on there is going to come out after
Yeah,
this
save
EP.
it.
So it'll
Save it.
still come out. It'll still come out.
Very cool. I also want to talk about genre and genre influence because
Yeah.
just like I said, there's a lot going on in this record sonically and instrumentally. It's like got this alternative jazz pop thing going about it, but it still feels so original and fresh, which in today's music scape is like borderline impossible to do, but you somehow pull it off. And I think it comes directly from your voice. And not to fully blow up your ego here, but the vocals on the record are right in your face, and they, you know what I'm saying, they make you focus on you, and I feel that everything sort of comes secondary. I want to hear from you though, like when people ask you what type of record you made, how are you explaining it to people? Like what's sort of the elevator pitch for it?
So I call myself an alternative R&B artist with heavy alternative jazz influences. I have a heavy jazz background. I have a degree in jazz. I went to the New School in Manhattan and I studied with many jazz legends. So it's in me whether I like it to be there or not. And
Exactly.
all of the other things that come in are just things that I love. There is a little pop element on Cute and Deadly, but then when you move over to Girl Like Me, you're sitting more in that alternative R&B space. But
Right.
chordally and with the instrumentation, there are some jazz things going on.
Yeah.
And then when we switch over to 26, I would say it could be just like alternative singer-songwriter in a way.
Yeah.
I,
There's
I
no
don't
right
even know how to
answer.
yeah, I don't even know how to put that one into category. That is the reason why I almost left it on off because I don't
Sure,
know
sure,
what
sure.
genre that is.
I
Um,
hear you on that, how it kind of like doesn't quite fit a genre, but I think when things don't quite fit, maybe they will in a month from now. I think we're just like where we are with how things are produced and just the technology of it all. You don't have just rock songs or pop songs or jazz songs. Everything nowadays is such a little bit of everything,
it
which
is.
is great because it allows artists to really infuse their influences. I mean, obviously you said your influences come from school that you were in, but what about growing up? Like, do you feel a lot of that coming through as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've said it a few times in interviews over the years that I want my career to be an ode to everyone that I've worked with and everyone
Oh
that I've
yeah,
studied. So, I feel incredibly blessed to have amazing mentors in my life from a very young age. And, they recognized my love for music at a young age and they wanted to foster that. They wanted to foster my creativity. So, Kate Baker, Vic Juris, who is Kate Baker's husband, Joshua Paul Thompson, these are all New Jersey music heads and, New York. But
sure,
they are the reason why I'm here today. They are the reason why I even went to the new school. I mean,
sure.
Kate is a professor there. Vic was a professor there for a very long time. And Josh, really helped me as a kid figure out how to write songs and figure out how to write songs that I loved and that meant something to me. He's an incredible songwriter in his own. He's like George Benson's right hand man.
Nice.
He's written All the Things Your Man Won't Do for Joe. Yeah, so I mean, they are legends in their own way. So just being able to absorb knowledge from them over the years, passively and, you know, intentionally in a lesson
Sure,
with
sure.
Kate, seeps through literally everything that I do.
I
Everything.
love that. I love that. I mean, honestly, music is such a community, and surrounding yourself with people like that and trying to pull bits and pieces as much as you can and applying it to your own life, like it doesn't come easy. You have to take those things and, I don't know, apply them somehow. But that's so cool that you've done that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Idol just a little bit here. And obviously, it's such a unique experience that, such a small percentage of people either watching or whatever have taken a part of. Is there anything that you learned or advice or literally anything that you took from that experience that you've sort of applied to what you're doing now?
The Idol experience definitely helped deepen my understanding of who I want to be as an artist. Going into American Idol, I didn't have the EP together. All these songs coming out were just little shreds of songs,
Yeah,
maybe 50% done here, 25% done there. But I didn't even really believe in the music enough to um, finish it. And so after Hollywood Week, and after Hawaii, we all head home for a while. And I believe it was like a month break. During that time is when I finished the entire EP and then even more songs for the next EP.
sure.
Um, so I would say the confidence, from my audition to now, it it's a lot more, but it's not, confidence in anything specific that I'm doing. It's more just like of a belief in myself and belief in my weird music. It's not really you can't stick it exactly in a category and be like, yeah, this belongs exactly here.
Yeah,
But I believe in it. It's my sound. And hey, if there isn't a genre specifically for it, maybe I'm making my own genre. I don't know.
that's what I'm talking about.
But
I mean, like, you're not making radio ready pop hits, you know what I'm saying,
no,
that are cut down to 2 minutes that are just on
exactly.
loop. Like, and there's a time and place for that. And I
Yeah,
enjoy it
I've
here and
released a song.
there.
Yeah, my most streamed song is under 2 minutes. No hate
Yeah.
to it,
No,
but
no hate to it. It gets the eyes and the ears, but it,
yeah,
it goes back to how we kind of started this. If you're not fulfilling yourself and what you want to do, what's the point? What are you
there's no
what are
point.
you doing? What time and
Exactly.
energy are you spending to appease other people when you're the one in the studio doing the thing? So,
Exactly. Exactly. And I
and that should be
really,
applied to everything in life, but
yes, to everything. But what really pushed me, well, not what, of course, the break when I finished the EP, but what
yeah,
solidified that feeling for me was getting eliminated on a performance on a song that I love. Like, I'm the type of person that I always find a flaw in something that I'm doing. I always listen back and I'm like, this was bad, this was bad. I need to practice that, blah, blah, blah. But for that performance, the Michael Jackson song that I got eliminated on, I was actually 100% proud of it. It was an arrangement I believed in and a performance I was really proud of. So
yeah.
just the fact that I was able to go out there and do exactly what I love, even though it may not be what someone else loves, it just, that's it. That's what I'm doing right now. That's my
I
EP.
know. That's what it is.
And that's
Stick
going to
to
be the
that.
next EP as well.
Perfect. Please do not change that. Amanda, I have one more question for you. And the question is basically like, for anyone that is going to discover you from this interview, what is an opening message or something that you'd like to say to them before they listen to your music for the first time?
I'm just a person and I have struggles just like you. I deal with depression, I deal with anxiety. I haven't always believed in myself and what I'm doing, but this music, when I write it and when I create it, when I record it, when I release it, all of that goes away. So I don't know if these messages will resonate with you, whoever is watching right now for the first time, meeting me, but maybe if you've ever felt anxious or depressed, or, maybe like you believe in yourself and you want someone else to believe in you, or you just want to feel like a badass a little bit, you just want to vibe, put on Girl Like
Hell
Me.
yeah.
If you want to feel any of that, if you have ever felt any of that, maybe my music will resonate with you. And if it doesn't, that's okay, but you won't know until you give it a listen.
I could not agree more. It's about having an open mind and trying new things, and like it's all about supporting independent artists. Anyone can listen to the top 10 in the world, but it's like you don't know what's out there until you give it a listen, which is why I recommend this. And before we wrap up here, please let me plug your music for you. So
Okay.
for for everyone out there who didn't know, I'm speaking with Amanda Barise. By the time this comes out, the EP will be out. It's called Cute and Deadly. We will have the links to everything so you can listen and share and follow along and stay tuned for more. I'm excited. You have a new fan in me. I really resonated with your music, truly.
Thank
And
you.
I'm so excited for more. But in the meantime, everyone should listen to this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
You're very
Austin.
welcome. I
Thank
hope you
you.
have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to speak soon.
Yes, you too.
Awesome. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.